The right wing thought that Joe Biden hadn't done press conferences because he was so bad that he would simply implode in one of these press conferences. Those of us on the left, we were legitimately concerned that Joe Biden is generally a gaffe machine and that he just may do that. Well, you know what's so funny? He did not do it. He had a press conference. He answered questions intelligently. He had a few of his stammering issues, but I mean, that's Joe Biden. That's who he is. Some of us have that issue. But I was very disappointed in the press. Look, the press drives the narrative many times. A president can try to drive the narrative, a party can try to drive the narrative, but whatever the press picks up is the narrative that most Americans who listen to mainstream media hear. And the press decided to become Fox News. They decided to allow Fox News to define the narrative. Now, what they decided to concentrate on is immigration. An immigration based on a false premise. Yes, the amount of people that are coming over has increased. That is true. But when looked at other times during this period, the same is true. And in fact, as Joe Biden mentioned, there was a period of time under Donald Trump that you had a higher level. So the idea that because Joe Biden is a nicer person, that people are going to make that dangerous trek more often than not doesn't hold up, given that they all knew that 45 really hated them and they still came. That just shows you the dire straits that they were in, where they're from. I'm not a fan of conservative columnist for Washington Post, Jennifer Rubin, but she got it perfectly right. She said after weeks of whining, the White House press corps got its first official Biden presidential news conference Thursday. I wanted to read the ending paragraph from Jennifer's piece because it's the most prescient assessment of what went on. She said, the media did not distinguish themselves. By asking about immigration multiple times and echoing the false narrative that Biden had created a surge, they showed they were more interested in sound bites than actual news. Their failure to ask about the pandemic, the recession, anti-Asian violence, climate change, or even infrastructure, Biden had to bring it up himself, was nothing short of irresponsible. They pleaded for a news conference and then showed themselves to be unserious. They never laid a glove on Biden. They did, however, make the case for why these events are an utter waste of the president's time. That one paragraph sums it all up. The mainstream media, those who follow the White House, that press conference was a waste of time because it didn't cover the issues that most affect most Americans. That immigration issue affects nobody in Timbuktu, Texas, nobody in Timbuktu, Virginia, nobody in most of the country. But you know what affects them? The anti-Asian violence, the pandemic, the recession, climate change, infrastructure. Am I going to get those bridges in my county fixed? Am I going to get a job? Am I going to have more industry in my town? None of that to a new incoming president during one of our most catastrophic recessions and pandemic. That's our mainstream media. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.